Amerks are wearing the dark blues, shooting in the net to our left. And, of course, the visiting Rocket, predominantly white. And attacking Devin Levi down to our right as we're about to get going here in game 2. Puck is dropped and taken from the draw by the Amerks up the near wing. Cleared forward by Novikov in over the Laval blue line. That spins loose down the corner and chased back now. Pulled off in the corner and around the near wing by the Rocket, clearing the zone. Chipped up the wall over the line to center ice. That's cross rink, but taken back, and Metzel will then bang it the rest of the way down. Now behind the Laval net. Back for it, scoop by Lindstrom around the far wing, and a pass to the slot, pulled out to center ice and wide on the left wing in over the Rochester line, but they're stood up with the puck around behind the net, coming down in the near corners. They get all jammed up on the backboards behind Levi. No shot attempt. Near side one-timer by Barry-Bollet, and it's grabbed, held onto by Levi. And we'll have a little discussion going on in front of the net. Of course, we all know about Barry-Bollet, our best friend, who was with Syracuse for about 3 centuries. And he is leading the season series between these two teams, leading Laval in 8 games against the Amerks this year as 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points.
And that includes game 1 of the playoffs there.
Getting back is Engstrom, and reaching in to take it away is Yops. Pass in front, couldn't get it through. At the back post was Rusak. And off in the near corner, dropped by Dauphin behind the net. After it, Rusak digs it out, lays it back at the right point, kept in. At top of the slot, dropped there for Clegg. Amerks have a player up in inside the net. Long shotting grab by Fowler as Yops was dumped to the side of the net. Now we got a couple of headlocks. A spin around as Murray will plant the Laval player on his backside in front of the net. Whistle, of course, a stop play, and we'll have probably a bunch of penalties coming out of this one.
Well, the initial one was only going against Laval, and it's William Trudeau who's at the center of attention. So you hope that Brett Murray didn't accrue anything as well. Rochester would love to have a power play, although it does look like both players are going to be escorted toward the penalty boxes. So let's see here, because there's always a possibility that Laval may take a double minor, and the Amerks end up with a power play anyhow. We'll see. I think that is the case.
Now it is Engstrom, I think, was the one that was tied up with Murray, and Trudeau was taking the original penalty. Is that right?
I think you have it in the opposite order. I think it's Engstrom with the penalty, and I want to say Trudeau. Well, it was Trudeau and Murray 100% of the two that were tangled up that had that scrum fall to the ice. And they are indeed going to give Rochester a man advantage. Are we looking 5-on-4, 4-on-3? Looks like 5-on-4.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. So first power play opportunity of the game for the Amerks. And these penalties have place at 5:52 of the first period. Face-off coming to the right of Fowler. Puck drop, pulled back at the point, kept in by Clegg. Out top of the slot, winds up shot. He scores! Again, it's Cale Clegg. First goal, he's making a habit of it. And the Amerks take a 1-0 lead.
I don't know if this changed direction or not. Either way, it's an unbelievable shot, and Cale Clegg continues to be red hot. He changes it up here a little bit. No left point one-timer as he swims his way over to the deep slot, closer to that right wing side. Winds, fires, and beats the glove of Jacob Fowler. Rochester back-to-back games striking first, and they do so inside the 6-minute mark to take a 1-0 lead.
Hammers drawing first blood. Pops loose, taken down by Wahlberg, out top of the slot. Hand over the far side, thrown through and out top. Hits Austin, feeds back to the side, pass in front, shot. How did that not go through? The net is knocked off. Whistle stops play. Not sure if that hit the post or maybe off the pad of the goalie.
That was Fowler who made an unbelievable save on Mason Yops. Anton Wahlberg drug it toward the right side of the goal and then passed it to Yops, who was planted on top of the blue paint. Fowler in the splits and somehow denies Rochester from doubling its lead.
Back drop, out top, on the right side, a wrister in by Novikov, but blocked. And then we get some pushing and shoving, a little face washing again, and we'll have a whole big scrum right here in front of the Laval net. I don't see an indication of any penalties being called, so guess what, folks? It's free punch time.
Well, if you're Rochester, it's also time to be disciplined because this Laval Rocket team led the American Hockey League in penalty minutes. So these pushes, these shoves, the post-whistle extracurriculars are part of the MO of the Rocket, and I think the reason they were so successful in terms of winning games during the regular season was because they would suck teams in to playing to their style and system. That is not the style that the Amerks are known for. They were a bottom 5 team in penalty minutes accrued, so they have to stick to their identity, and they'll take advantage of this Rocket team a lot if that happens.
It's Reinbacher on the left wing side, over the Rochester line, up the wing, moving in Waugh. Can't get a shot away. He has it picked up. He's taking a feed through the center ice. Breakaway opportunity. Moving in a goal. Roseanne's shot as he's checked into the net, but Fowler makes the stop, and the net is knocked off. So we have another stoppage of play. Roseanne couldn't quite sneak it through. Coming in out of Europe, and the puck now dumped in over the Rochester line, chipped away up in the air. The guy was knocked down with a high stick, but no call. Puck comes out to center ice. Kozak trying to get away, does. Moving in, shoots, and Fowler makes the stop, and the rebound comes wide. Back in the Amerks zone, centered out in front. That's through it all the way out to the near point. Kept into the right side. That by Barre-Ballet, and a pass on the left wing from Trudeau. Spinning around there. It's passed back in front as puck loose, backhander in, a goal deflection, they score. Backhander in, a goal off the right pad of Levi, popped up in the air, came down, rolled in behind him, and the Rocket on the board have tied it up.
And it's so disappointing to see that after, just what we were talking about, all the chances that the Amerks have had to blow this game out of water in the first 14 minutes, and then on the other side, a Laval team that really just have not had a lot of looks, minus their opening power play at the start of this game. And Laurent Dauphin, well, when you're hot, and he certainly is.
C'est envoyé plus loin de la part de Trudeau, près du filet à Dauphin, devant le filet pour Harvey Pinard, il ne peut tirer. Était bien surveillé. Barré-Boulet qui revient, ligne bleue à Trudeau, ramène à gauche. Voilà que Engstrom tente de se trouver un peu l'espace. La passe à Barré-Boulet, c'est dans les patins. Un tir du revers dévié et le but! Flipper, Laurent Dauphin joue un peu de chance pour faire dévier cette passe qui va voler dans les airs et survoler l'épaule droite de Devon Levi. Laurent Dauphin vient créer l'égalité en deuxième moitié de première période à Rochester. Toute l'année durant, ce trio-là, lorsqu'on a eu besoin d'attaque, a été la bougie d'allumage, et c'est encore le cas ce soir avec ce but opportun de Laurent Dauphin.
That's played away to the point, getting there in time to keep it in. Roseanne directs it down into the corner. Kulich and Roseanne tying up, looking to dig it out. Back at the point, kept in by Rathbone. To the near side, wrist shot in, they score! Shot from the top by Johnson. Tipped in front, we'll find out who, as the Amerks come back, regain the lead.
And that is Isak Roseanne. Net front, he was just skating by. A little bit of a cruise, and he takes advantage of it. And that's exactly what you want to see. That's the kind of instinct we saw Laval showing in Game 1. Every time Rochester would score, they would seem to have an answer right away. And the Amerks show a little bit of bite back on their own as they regain the lead. Great opportunity from Ryan Johnson. He took just an ever so subtle wait before Joshua Waugh bended the knee. That opened the shooting lane, and Roseanne there to tip it through.
Off the stick of Dunn, and in the near corner, Emers getting to it. Fiddler Schultz on the left wing side, being bumped from behind by Trudeau, able to dump it behind. Wraparound attempt by Dunn. Rebound shot in. Reaching behind him, grabbing the puck before it crossed the line was Fowler. Holds on for a face-off. Emers came so close once again.
Yeah, they did. Riley Fiddler Schultz turning and firing one through that goes through the goal mouth. And by the way, Fiddler Schultz then had his helmet taken off in a post-scrum flurry. I would not be surprised if there's a penalty resulting in this. Looks like I think both sides are going to go. Man, what an opportunity. Yawning net behind Fowler. You have got to love the effort the Rochester Americans have shown you through 16 and a half minutes thus far.
Well, very interesting. It is Trudeau going off for the Rocket along with Fiddler Schultz of the Amerks. These penalties coming up at 16:28. Or the block off his stick was Murray, and the puck pops loose at the blue line. Still kept in, now, but still not out. Long shot in, but tipped behind the net. Murray with a centering pass from behind, but no help there. Down in the corner, Kandata after it, but the Amerks dig it out, bring it away. Pass picked off, in front shot, they score. Stolen away on a bad bounce, in front of the net. And moving in all alone, shot inside the left point, the left post, and the Rocket have come back here to tie this one up on the goal scored by Beck. So, or make that Condata a bad giveaway by the Amerks.
Well, I think Luke Tuck should actually get an assist on this. I think it's Metsa coming out from behind the net, and it looks like Tuck gets a piece of the intended pass from Metsa, and so it deflects off of Tuck out in front, and Lucas Condata, the captain of this Rocket team,
Raphaël Harvey-Pinard s'avance au centre, déborde, Kulich entre en zone ennemie. Toujours Harvey-Pinard profondément vers Condota. Et Luke Tuck ensuite qui tente de reprendre le revirement. Condota est seul et le but! Le capitaine Lucas Condota vient créer l'égalité. C'est 2-2 à Rochester. Condota est allé rudoyer l'adversaire dans le coin. Ça a ouvert une brèche. On l'a trouvé dans l'enclave. La pression de Luke Tuck fait la différence. Et le capitaine vient ramener ça à armes égales en début de deuxième. 2-2 au pointage.
A race for it. Hellenius tying up in the corner for the Amerks. That's dug out now by the Rocket out top and along Shaw and Ian. Bouncing puck, dribbles just past the right post. Coming down, feet in front, and a one-time shot blocked away. Return shot, and they score. Bouncing through off a wild shot off the right wing side, just inside the back post, and Laval will take their first lead of the game.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, Don, this is a weird floating puck that Devin Levi's already committed to one shot, and this comes back to the rebounds that we had discussed.
Près de la rampe, plaquage de Trudeau. On est physique en deuxième période et ça ressemble beaucoup plus aux Rockets qu'on voit. Contre-attaque de Davidson en zone ennemie, plaqué par Hellenius. Va laisser derrière pour Beck. Remise des Bleus, Reinbacker, violente frappe mais complètement hors cible. Davidson reprend dans le coin. Dans l'entrée, Beck le tir, c'est bloqué devant. Un autre tir et le but! Jared Davidson vient faire 3-2. Ce même Davidson qui venait de déranger l'hiver il y a quelques minutes à peine, il vient donner les devants aux Rockets pour la première fois du match.
And not getting up is Maillot. Pass out to the right point kept in. Shot hits a body. Metsa gets it right back. Now Maillot's up and into the play. As he comes over and he belts. An Emmerich player from behind knocks him down with a cross check, but no call. And they hack away at each other still. Puck around the near boards dug in. And spun around and taken down. Now we're going to get a penalty as Murray was hauled down. Wait a minute, he's going to call both of them.
Yeah, wow.
We're having a few words out at center ice. Maillot, who was the one that was checked in the corner. Talking with who is that for the Amerks?
Oh,
now
that was Rusak.
They got Rusak having a few words and coming over and bumping him. That's Trudeau in the box right now. Murray will also be going.
So I'm guessing 4-on-4.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Amerks, along with their faithful here in downtown Rochester, none too pleased with the decision making there.
Yeah, they'll call Murray for diving on that one. Left wing, Gignac, feet in front, return pass along the near board. Gignac couldn't get a shot away. And for me to go in the second period. On the near wing and a shot toward the net. Knocked down in front, bouncing puck. Fowler finds it, grabs the handle and holds on. And we'll have a little more pushing and shoving going on at the side of the Laval net. Is reaching in for it, drawn out top again for Metsa. Takes a look, takes a shot, and a puck pops up in the air. Rebound. Oh, it's in, they score! A turnaround from what happened last goal for the Rocket this time. They get it in return. Popped up over the left leg of Fowler in the net, and the Amerks tie it up.
And how about this? Lukasz Rusek leading the way of fist bumps. His first of this postseason. That is a never give up mentality from the Rochester Americans. My goodness. And it started during 4-on-4 play. You know, Brett Murray got taken down and they called Murray for embellishment. Crowd didn't like it, neither did the Amerks, and so they pressed full systems go during that 2-minute stretch against the Rocket. They continued to hound the net afterward, and they score, taking a page out of the Rockets' book from last game. Don, a final minute goal in the second.
Pirates pick it up again. Back at his own blue line, taken by Hellenius. He'll spin it down to center ice over the red. On the near wing, weaves his way on the left wing side, feeding over the line. Back their side shot. Oh, at the line. It's not over the line. Amerks fans think it was over the line, but I could see from here, unfortunately, it did not cross the line. It was on the line when it was pulled out.
Man, I think it at least gets on the line, like you said.
It was on the line, but didn't cross.
I hope we have a... Oh, man, well, that's the thing. And the big thing is here, the puck needs to completely cross the line. So maybe a little bit of it got over. I mean...
The referees are going into the penalty box to take a look at this one.
Yeah, so it is under review then. I mean, if they have the tablet, then this goal... Okay, so, and here's the big one here, Don. Again, we always talk about this stuff. You need conclusive evidence to overturn the call. Now, we have that kind of semi-overhead angle that was just shown on the video board here, but I don't believe we have a direct overhead at Blue Cross Arena. The puck looks like it was on the line. Maybe even a touch of it crossed the line. But you need to see puck, a little bit of white, and the red goal line to determine that it completely crossed.
So the referees are taking a look at this one in the penalty box. Across the way right now, even at 3 apiece. The shot just dribbled through Fowler and trickled to the line, but one of the defensemen for the Rocket able to pull it off the line. Not sure which one got a hold of it.
Well, they're done looking. All right, Don. We say no goal. Is that the case?
No goal.
Yep, no goal.
Puck out to center ice on the far boards. Stepping up on it, Clegg knocks it loose. Hammocks have it back inside their own blue line. Komarov, long pass up the right side. That's deflected the rest way down by Dunn, and getting to it first, Warren, but he's jammed face first into the backboards, then spun around and taken down. Out in front, shot in on his knees. Fowler has it between the knees and holds on. So again, no penalty. Puck dropped out to the right point, long shot, knocked down, and it's bobbled and lost by Levi, but around the far boards goes wide and spun out on the far side to center ice. Draw won by the Rocket. At the right point, Reinbacher slides it down along the near boards. Davidson taking a look out top. Reinbacher, he'll try the left wing side. It's a return pass out top for Reinbacher. Scored one last game. Long shot, he knocked down, rebound in front. The Hammocks hammered away and down ice. Hammocks back for it. Metza getting to it. Throws it up the right side. Far blue line, and Yops dumps it down the corner. Murray chasing. Can't get to it. The puck cleared along the sideboards and out of the zone in a race for it. Off the left wing, drawn in by Beck over the line, moving in, tried to get a shot away, and poked, and a poke check of the puck by the goaltender Levi. Then he's upended, and it'll be a goalie interference penalty coming up. And it looks like it should be Jakai. Should be heading for the penalty box as he's skating away, gets tripped up and goes down. So, penalty coming up here, 9:01 to go. Turned out top of the slot and all on the near wing again. Clegg digs it out. 55 seconds to go in the power play. Left wing boards pass on top. One time shot. They score! It's Kulich. Gets a perfect pass from Rusek. One-timer low inside the back post. And the Hammocks take the lead.
Well, Jiří Kulich is an absolute weapon in the right side of the ice. We all know that, and every team knows it, but it's hard to stop. It's the reason why guys like Alexander Ovechkin score as many goals as they do. You can know it's coming all you want, but you got to try and stop that. And if you're Jacob Fowler, which, by the way, had his eyes taken away by Josh Dunn providing the net front screen, you got no hope, you got no chance, and the Hammocks go up with about 8 minutes to go.
So rings it around the boards on the far wing. 43 seconds to go in the power play. Roseanne up the right side, moving in, takes a shot. Fowler on his knees, has it, holds on, as Roseanne is dumped in front of the net. 2:10 to go in the third period, and 38 seconds left in the Rochester power play. The Hammocks on top, 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can get a goal in this man advantage, you're putting this game away. I mean, Laval, because here's the thing. If they kill off this penalty, they're still going to have over a minute of time, and if they can get out of their zone, Fowler's going to come off the ice, and they're going to be looking at a 6-on-5. So Rochester wants to be wary of that.
18 seconds. Puck along the far boards. Still cycled away. Pulled away by Ostlund. Brings it up ice. Pass off. And all the way up ice. It's Roseanne. Empty net goal. Scores with 9 seconds to go.
Well, Don, you can pack your suitcase for at least about a week. We'll be in Laval till, at minimum, Friday. The Amerks have secured a Game 4. There will not be a sweep in back-to-back rounds. A must-win game, and the Amerks rose to the occasion.
In a big way. That's huge. 2 third-period goals here for the Amerks. Actually scoring the last 3 straight. Now the gloves are dropped out at center ice. Actually, and what?
Looks like just Jobs
had his helmet pulled off again. Well, the seconds tick off. The horn sounds. Players are separated. Kind of. Linesman in between. There's Tuck tying up down in front of the bench here with Kozak. And finally the linesman come over trying to separate those players. As Jobs looking to recover his helmet and does. And man, oh man, what a huge win this is for the Amerks. Wow.
I mean, you needed to get it. You know, they call it home ice advantage, and if you don't take advantage of it, you're in a bad spot going to Place Bell Arena. Now it's even. This becomes a best of 3, and the first to win 2 north of the border is going to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's the first time the Amerks have beaten Laval on home ice this year. It's the first time ever the Amerks have beaten the Laval Rocket in a playoff game. And the Amerks now with a 4-1 record, and the Rocket with a 4-2 record in the playoffs.